Hey, good evening. Let's finish up Ecclesiastes. We spent 12 weeks on it, 3 months, I guess. So Solomon has tried all of the experiments through science and philosophy and just looking around at things under the sun. He said just everything's vanity. We're going to come to the conclusion of the whole matter and the climax of the book tonight. And Solomon's writing chapter 12 for us in Ecclesiastes 12. In here, he's got something to say for the old folks and something to say for the young folks. And here's where he's going in his conclusion. It's kind of a poem, I guess, about don't forget about God, because this life's just temporary and you're going to get old one of these days. So he says, verse 1, chapter 12, remember now, right now, remember now your Creator in the days of your youth, while the evil days come not. And the evil days he's talking about, old age is coming. You better remember God now. Nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened. You're going to get old and your eyesight's going to get poor. Nor the clouds return after the rain. You know, we've had a couple of days here recently of missing the sun. Now the sun's out, and he says, don't worry when you get old. Said it'll just be one thing after another one. The rain will look like it's over. Here'll come another cloud, another something to deal with. In the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble. I think you get old and you get trembly and everything. The keepers of the house tremble, your legs and your hands. And the strong men shall bow themselves. Your big strong muscles will go as you get older and you can't carry what you used to. And the grinders cease. You start losing your teeth, going to the dentist because they're few. And those that look out of the windows be darkened. You can't, eyesight's going. And the doors will be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is long. And you'll rise up at the voice of the bird. Don't take much to wake you up. Get up. And all the daughters of music shall be brought low. I notice young people like really loud music. I guess you get older, you don't like it quite as loud. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high. You get old, you don't like heights as well. I just finished up a project last fall up the house where I was working off 3 sections of scaffolding, and I kept thinking, I'm on this side of 60 now, and I don't really feel comfortable up here high like this anymore. And it's probably my last project like that, because there'll be a day you become afraid of that which is high, and fears will be in the way. And the almond tree shall flourish. When the almond tree over there, a certain time of year, it turned white. Your hair will get white and gray. And the grasshopper shall be a burden. Just a little old grasshopper will be a burden to you anymore. And desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home. You can say, well, our long home is, on the one hand, it's eternity. That's a long time. It's forever. Or your long home could be your casket, and the mourners go about in the streets. Or, and then verse 6 is about all the stuff inside start going wrong as you get old. He uses metaphors for it, but it's like your heart and your lungs and your kidneys. Stuff starts failing one after another. Or else the silver cord be loosed, the golden bowl be broken, the pitcher be broken at the fountain, the pump ain't working like it should be, and the wheel broken at the cistern, everything just breaking and falling apart. And eventually verse 7 comes, then dust shall return to the earth as it was. And the spirit, though, is something that don't go back to melting to the earth, right? The spirit shall return to God who gave it. Vanity of vanity, saith the preacher, all is vanity, if you're just looking under the sun. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs. Solomon's talking about himself. He wrote, I think, somewhere else in the Bible says over 3,000 proverbs. We don't have all of them, but we've got 31 chapters of them, plus Song of Solomon and Ecclesiastes that he wrote. Verse 10, the preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth. And our preachers today are only going to find the acceptable words in our Bibles, right? It's the upright words and the words of truth. Verse 11, the words of the wise are as goads, and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. Well, the words in this book that we call the Bible are given from the one shepherd, and they'll secure everything. They'll hold things like the nails fastened by the masters of assemblies. And further, by these, my son, be admonished. We better let the book admonish us. And he says, of making many books, there's no end. There's lots of books, but there's only the good book, right? It's different than all the other books. And much study is a weariness of the flesh. Now, verse 13, we come to the climax right here at the end. He says, here's the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. That's wise advice, ain't it? Just fear God and do what he says. That's what your duty is. For God shall bring every work into judgment. Because remember, there's a future judgment coming. God will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So let's remember that, to fear God and do what he says. And what he says is what he tells us in this book. See you next time. We'll start the book of Ruth next week.